Wow. Hi, hello, good morning, welcome. It's stream time. It's sleepy stream time. Coffee. Oh my god, look, it's the goat. Jesus. Wow, wow, wow. Oh my god. I'm sleepy. I'm pretty sleepy. But stream must go on, so we stream. I'm not quite in the headspace to stream. I'm so sleepy. Hello, morning dew. Welcome. Hope you're doing well. Hi. Anyway, art. Oh, I haven't finished writing the live notification to post on Twitter. Oh my god. Wait, wait. That's good enough.
Morning 9 underscore do just followed.
I have the sniffles. It's so cold. It's so cold. It's super cold. Also sleepy and just surfing the art category on Twitch. Nice. Well, I hope my art is sufficient enough for you. Also, thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. Anyway, Jesus, Kirby. I'm not sure what to draw. I like the dolphin. If that is a dolphin, you mean this thing? It's a manatee. The gag doesn't work that well when, when since you're new here, but usually I have a rock here. Usually I have a rock, but this weekend I went to a thrift store and picked up this little creature because it looked really sad and pathetic. And I think it looks similar enough that it could probably fool someone. So, shh, don't tell anyone. Pretend I didn't say anything. Pretend I didn't say anything. Anyway, let's get into some art, but I don't know what to draw. Art block, be art blocking. I could keep doodling on Chica like I did last week. I love The Rock. Everyone loves The Rock. Ah, sniffles. Um, yeah, this is fine for Chica. The kitchen. Hello, tenant. Welcome. Congrats on first. Hope you're doing well. I'm definitely first, but going to Lurk and Eve. All right. Hope you have a good sleep. Thank you for steps. Thank you for dropping in. Oh my goodness. Please don't tell me I'm getting sick. I don't want to be sick. First I get sniffles and now I start coughing. Please don't tell me I'm getting sick. Is that a plushie? No. That's The Rock. See, it's gray. It has eyes. It's raw. It's the Rock. Look how rocky it looks. No, it is a plush. You want to hear the funny lore about the plushie? Still get pets. Okay, if you want me to pet the actual Rock, sure. There you go. Anyways, night night. Good night, tenant. Sleep well. Don't need love when it comes in a bottle. Up to black, up or nothing. Laugh it up, la 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 la. It's in the eyes of the beholder. It never lies or fucks you over. It goes down the stairs every time you need someone. Ugh. Love in a bottle, love in a bottle. Don't need love when it comes in a bottle. Strut when you're bluffing, double or nothing. Laugh it up, la la la. Coming to say hi and lurk while I go back to study. Oh my god, Lapis! Oh my god, it's a rare Lapis moment. Hello. Hope everything's going well. I hope everything's going well with you. Oh my goodness. Now that just brightened up my day. I haven't seen Lapis in a while. I'm sorry, I'm almost non-existent lately. You're fine, don't worry. You should always focus, you should always prioritize your own life than others. But it is still nice to see you occasionally. Just working and studying and then working again and studying again. Oof. Must be rough. Like a dog. Why do I need money? Ah, isn't that one of the biggest questions in our modern society? Anyway, what we drawn today? FNAF. We drawn FNAF. See, this is Chica the chicken. She's the sexy one, remember? At least I think so. Some people would argue that Springtrap is the sexy one, but like, I beg to differ. Did I do that right? Oh, that's more like it. I love the obscene amount of wrinkles I've added to her. I mean, it looks like a real life animatronic. They do have a lot of wrinkles. That's just what happens when, you have a mask made out of like rubber or latex, and then, when the actual like mechanism moves. Hold on, you're not centered. When the actual mechanism then moves, the rubber like bends. Leading to a lot of wrinkles. Ah, my shoulder itch. Ah, 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 ah. Do you think I can get in trouble with Twitch because of the way I drew the eyes? Do you think? I mean, it's not sexual. It's just sort of like suggestive in certain contexts, but in this context, it's like you wouldn't think that's what the eyes mean. It's just meant to be like creepy. I'm sure Twitch doesn't mind. Then again, I don't think I'm on good terms with Twitch as of late, so I shouldn't really be testing. Wonder where you are. I wanted you to show me the way around the city wall, the way on through. I wonder where you are. I want you to show me. But now the night has fallen, abandoned by the sun. Ugh. I actually don't think I'm getting sick. I think it's a coffee making my throat a little bit phlegmy. That is likely the problem. Man, I had a weird dream this morning that keeps coming to my mind. So it's hard to explain. I was back at my old school, but then for some reason there was this big like council meeting. I think it's a metaphor. I think it's a metaphor, cuz like I didn't like going to my old school. I think the teachers weren't great. And so in the dream, there was this council meeting where even though it was supposed to be like a council meeting where everyone's voice are supposed to be heard, other people's voices weren't being heard and it was only the one person who made the decisions. And then when I tried to just say, "No, I'm out of here," and leave, they got mad and sicked the guards at me. Because the school had guards, apparently. I don't know, it was probably just a trauma dream, if I'm gonna be completely honest. I hated that school. The teachers were not good. Apparently, they're not as bad anymore as they used to be. I've heard from my younger sibling. But then again, that's also quite a few years ago now, so. But what's weird is that, uh, what's weird is that, um, like all my dreams do, they they morph and change shape over time. And so suddenly it was no longer the classroom. Suddenly was me going shopping with my parents. But my dad was still mad at me for walking out of the council meeting, saying that I was in the wrong, which that part I don't understand. I don't have beef with my dad. I have beef with my old teacher, but not with my dad. I don't know when my dream did that. Strange. Dreams are strange. I guess that's always conclusion when I talk about my dreams on stream. Dreams are strange. I'm sure there's still things about dreams that we just don't understand. There's a lot of theories about why we have dreams, but as far as I'm aware, we don't actually like 100% for sure know why we have dreams. If there is a definitive answer out there and I just don't know it, please let me know. But as far as I'm aware, we don't definitively know why we have dreams. But it's still really cool that we have them. I don't need to know exactly why we have dreams in order to appreciate the fact that we have them. I just like enjoying the beauty of the world. Oh, wait a minute. You know what? It's fine. I just realized that I think my Disney Plus subscription will be automatically renewing today, and I kind of don't need that at the moment. But you know what? It's fine because I've kind of forgotten to watch Disney Plus, so I still need to catch up on some things. Also, the Wonder Man show is coming out. So that I'm curious about that. It's coming out in late January. And it's not coming out weekly. They're dropping the whole thing at once, so I don't have to subscribe for 2 whole months. If it was coming out like weekly, then I would cancel my subscription because then I would need to buy 2 more subscriptions because it's coming out in late January. And my subscription renews early January. But since it's all dropping at once, I can check it out when it comes out. Not a huge fan of Wonder Man as a character. He's cool, I guess. He's one of Marvel's potential Superman allegories. I say potential because they don't really use him as one, even though he has a similar power set. Sentry is the like real like, oh, this is Marvel's Superman these days. But Wonder Man is just sort of there as just a regular superhero sometimes. In the comics, currently, he's not even a superhero. He's doing this whole pacifist shtick. Okay, it's not a shtick. That's kind of underplaying it. He's just tired of superhero violence, and so he doesn't do superheroing anymore. I think that's a bit interesting, but like, I haven't read him, so and it doesn't seem like the Disney Plus show is going to get into that. It's more getting into the him being an actor thing, which is another thing he's very well known for. That he's an actor. I will pet the rock. The rock looks squishier than usual. What do you mean? It's just a regular. It's just a regular rock. Helen Henny X Chica. Not necessarily. I just. It's more like Chica if she was an actual animatronic that existed and wasn't a mascot horror character designed by a person who doesn't really understand how animatronics look and just made the game because people said his characters looked like animatronics. Must have been the win. You know what? That brown is messing with me. I'm just gonna take the brown and then cover the entire area with it. But anyway, hi, Rain Boots and Puddles. That's a funny username. I like it. Hope you're doing well. Also, you, Julian. Hope you're doing well. I'm not sure if I said that, but hi, hello, welcome. You mean the colors different? Kind of hard to draw feather details without making it just look like fur or something. looks feathery to me so far. Well, I guess I'm doing a good job then. A good enough job. Maybe if I layer it. Maybe like I always no, that just looks cluttered. I don't know. I don't know. That looks better. Slightly. You think Freddy Fazbear's would a weirdly looking pizza like Chucky? You know how people claim that Chuck E. Cheese reuses their pizzas? Like they take unfinished pizza and they put them back together to make a full pizza. They're saying people are speculating that Chuck E. Cheese does that. It's not definitive. In fact, Game Theory made a video saying that they probably don't. Freddy Fazbear's would definitely. From the pizza slicer, I think. Yeah, that's what Game Theory, well, Food Theory came to the conclusion of too. Although I remember like a year ago, the theorists crew were on like a Q&A on the Smosh channel where Santi, the current host of the Food Theory channel, said that he would love to redo that episode again because he is sure that Chuck E. Cheese actually does reuse pizza. It was just that they did that video during COVID, and therefore there were less people eating in, and therefore less chances to reuse the pizza. I don't watch that much Game Theory after MatPat left. Honestly, I didn't watch a lot of Game Theory before MatPat left either. I've just slowly... I'm still subscribed to all the channels. It's just I only really watch when they cover a topic that I'm actually interested in. But I do consistently watch Food Theory and Style Theory. I just think they're more interesting, right? They just cover topics that are more real than like the lore slash like physics of like video game and movies. I just find it more interesting. Especially Food Theory. Plus Santi is just I love Santi. I just think Santi is really funny, and I honestly he's a better host than MatPat. Which sounds blasphemous, I know. But I just find him so funny. Oops. I don't know. That looks weird. Eh, I'll worry about it later. It's fair to say that if Chica was a real animatronic, she wouldn't have a bib, right? She'd have like an apron or something. She'd have an apron that says "Let's eat" on it. I don't know. I'm just gonna throw some color on there. So there's actually one Chuck E. Cheese location in Asia back then, or specifically Hong Kong. Really? That is pretty cool. I thought they were only in the US, right? I sure as hell have never seen one in Europe. Then again, Chuck E. Cheese Europe? Chuck E. Cheese is expanding into Europe with the first location planned for the United Kingdom, announced in late 2025. Okay, that sure is interesting. While some earlier attempts in Europe, like France in the 80s, didn't stick, these recent deals mark a significant push for the brand on the continent. I thought Chuck E. Cheese were going bankrupt. Why are they expanding into Europe? I thought they weren't doing well financially. I don't think this is a good play, right? Actually, they're still operating. I know they're still operating, but like that doesn't mean that they're doing well. That's what I'm saying. They've slowly, over the course of like the past 20 years, had to close way more shops than they've opened because they're just simply aren't getting enough money. And now they're expanding into Europe. What good is that going to do? They can't even keep the ones that they have, the stores that they have up in the US in business. Anyway, has been hotel girly pop music. The real blunder is stitching the animatronics for dance floors. Listen, it's not like I disagree on that. Don't get me wrong. It would be really cool. When your entire brand is built on the animatronics, you shouldn't ditch them. But if you're slowly going out of business, then removing the most expensive part of your operation is probably the best way to go. Because animatronic maintenance is expensive. there's a reason why, as of late, they've pretty much completely removed the animatronics, except for in a few like special location. I think they call them legacy locations that are meant to like completely like replicate the 80s era, and it's more like for like fans, for like older animatronic like fans, not for like families. Considering the success of the FNAF movie, you'd think they would capitalize on that. That's the thing. That's a really weird thing about Chuck E. Cheese. They really don't like talking about FNAF. I have no idea why. You'd think with the newer generation being obsessed with animatronics that they would 100% jump on that bandwagon. But ever since FNAF dropped, they've mentioned FNAF once. They referenced it once and then immediately axed it because they were like, we can't do that. We cannot do that. They referenced it on their posters. Yeah. And then they immediately were like, take it back. Which is insane. You know what? New idea. Holograms like they would do on Vocaloid concerts. Oh, but that's just as expensive as animatronics, almost. So in that case, it's not the maintenance that is the issue, but just having it there at all is expensive. That's just really expensive equipment. What color are Chica's eyes? Are they pink? Or am I thinking of Bonnie? Uh, Chica the kitchen. They are pink. I want to do what Secret of the Mimic did with the old Chica design and give her a pink beak, just because I think it looks cute. Kind of makes her look like a McDonald's mascot more so than a Chuck E. Cheese mascot, though. Oh, that's cute, actually. No, actually, even though I like it, now I'm thinking, 'cause I want to give her blushy cheeks, and that would look weird if it wasn't like orange. So let me actually make it orange. Something like that. So can still throw on some nice blush. Also, make the eyes more gross. Add a gross yellow tint to the eyes. Just because gross yellowish tint to the eyes. Just because it looks gross. Makes them look more like, less like eyes and more like old ping pong balls, or like or light bulbs. I know what that means. I know that you all have gone and you never put the safety on, and you all have plans that you don't take. Trying, 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 but I all have plans for hands. There we go. That's cute. Take the same color and make that the color of like the eyeshadow right here. It's also a little bit of that shading on like the mask, like this. Just to add a little bit of depth to it. There, that's kind of cute. Although she doesn't have eyebrows. Ah, that's something I should have done. I should have added like eyebrow lines that go like right here. Make the mask look more wrinkled than it already does, right? I mean, actual animatronics had like movable eyebrows. I say had as if they're not around anymore, but they are. But I'm talking like in the 80s. Animatronics are really impressive, actually. You know what? I want her clothing to have a little bit of a more pastel pink rather than the rosy pink of her face. A little pop of blue. Just because I think it fits. I also want to put like a bunch of sprinkles on her apron. Like her bib in the. I guess it's meant to be confetti. Actually, the details on her bib. Actually, let me use a thicker brush. This Chica would never harm a fly. That's the whole point. Like you look at the animatronic characters themselves and you think they're harmless. They just look a little creepy from certain angles because, they're robots trying to imitate humans. But then the animatronics come to life and are suddenly dangerous monsters. That's part of the what's really creepy about at least FNAF 1 in my opinion. Like these aren't meant to be horror characters. These are children's entertainment. But now they try to kill you. I feel like FNAF should have played a little bit more with that aspect. Sorry, join hands and stand on with just one. Meowdy, hi Arsen. Hope you're doing well. They should get furry now. No spleen, never been so warm. My mom was to handle fresh. Would have been better if I was anybody else. Would have said that I'm not your favorite one. Till I could be anybody else. That's good enough. You mediocre, not gonna lie. Back at school, and I think R plus creeping up on me. Oof, that's so real. Evil capitalist TV man in awe of the power of kindness and friendship. The monumental power of kindness and friendship. But fuck that art block, I gotta draw Yuri. Holy base. The wind. I through the north, the pale moon, and it seems like oh. Nope, needs to be lighter. There we go. Nope, needs to be lighter. It's part of the basic human needs: food, shelter, water, and seeing girls kiss. Oh, you're so right. No one's gonna make my comics for me. Gotta lock the fuck in. You're so real. Oh my god, did I just make this? Holy fuck, that's shading. That shading. Oh my god, that shading is actually god tier. What the hell? What the hell, man? You're telling me I did this just now? My geniuses. It's almost frightening. If only she had arms. But I'm scared of giving her a proper torso. It's scary. Draw the cupcake though. Big fan of the SpongeBob teeth. Is that the teeth that the cupcake usually has? Actually, I feel like they're more like Timmy Turner teeth, now that I think about it. Like this. Now that I think about it, I could pay someone to make them for me. Then I don't get to draw girls kissing and that's not good. That is so real. Guys, I got some really bad news yesterday. I heard some really bad news. And for other people, this might be old news, but I just heard about it yesterday. Cause Sunday wanted to watch a video with me, a 2 hour long video about the history of like fan music on YouTube. Talk about the greats like you know, the Living Tombstone, what's his name, DA Games, the Stipendium, you know, great nerdcore artist. And then he briefly mentioned Mando Pony, which I liked Mando Pony music back in the day. Come to find out, he mentioned that Mando Pony has, in the year since, done some really bad stuff that I'm not gonna get into. And I'm like, wait, what? Again, this might be old news for some of you that are more like invested in the YouTube fan music community, but I haven't paid attention to Mando Pony in years, so it came as a shock to me. That guy made a really cute, like, he made a really cute, like, Animal Crossing song back when New Leaf came out. Mando Pony, last I heard, he likes. Yeah, I I did not know that. I was not aware. And so that was really disheartening to hear. Should I do the Chica's Party World thing and put this guy on roller skate? Would that be cute? I just listen to re-uploads of his songs. Thus, I don't support him, but listen to the bangers that were unfortunately made by his hands. Yeah. Speaking of fan music and My Little Pony, shout out to Discord. That song is still a banger. Don't let the haters tell you otherwise. That song is a banger. And was not made by a controversial person. In fact, made by a really cool person. Talking about controversial artists, see the new Funkin' update? Uh, no. Unless you're talking about the K-pop thing that showed up on Twitter yesterday. Friday Night Funkin' collab with what are they called? Le Seraphim? And J-Hope from BTS. Who voices fucking boyfriend, apparently. Is BTS still together? Last I heard, a lot of them are in the army. But I guess J-Hope isn't. He's in Friday Night Funkin' instead. Didn't they break up a while ago or something? I don't fucking know. I haven't paid attention to BTS in so long. Last I cared about BTS was in like 2021 when they released Dynamite. And since then, I haven't listened to BTS at all. My BTS phase peaked in like 2019. But it's fun seeing like pictures of them being in the army just because it looks so weird. Because I'm used to them being like pretty boys and like very like designer fashion outfits, very colorful, and seeing them in fucking military clothing is so weird. But I guess them's the rules over in South Korea. Everyone has to go to the army. Like you don't have a choice. I just find it impressive that the whole collab was made in 1 month. It was made in 1 month? That's kind of crazy. Why is this cupcake looking at me like that? That's creepy. Stage is apparently for week 8, according to one of the Phantom Arcade tweets. The way he worded it implies it's for week 8. I don't know what that means, but that's cool. He does kind of give off Care Bear vibes. This part of the song is way too real. So sad. He's just floating there because they didn't draw over Chica's arm. Also, it doesn't seem like Arson has noticed yet. It doesn't seem like Arson has noticed. I'm gonna wait and see how long it takes her to notice. What? 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 Okay, it's fine. I don't know. I don't know what just happened. That was weird. The Beanie Baby. I have noticed. Ah, shucks. I was hoping you wouldn't. It might not be the way to go. That was kind of good. I just didn't ask because why? What? He's a little guy. Why ask? Why complain? That's fair enough. Teasing a 4-year-long delayed rhythm game behind a collaboration with a multi-million-dollar company on a Newgrounds Flash game. You sneaky bastard. It's kind of crazy if you put it that way. When you put it that way, that the collab seems a lot crazier than it looks like at a glance. Oops, 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 I did this in the wrong layer. I'm silly. more like it. Oh, I'm stupid. Ah, I see. I'm stupid. Ah, okay. What? Why's that weird? Why are you weird? Oh my god, why are you weird? That's why it's weird. Oh my god. Oh my god. I got scared for a second. Walk my way. You have find a man that's worth a damn and treats you well. The food well gives way. Blow dodge. Sure. I don't want to give her arms. The arms scare me. I was about to mention it earlier, but I got so locked in drawing Chica. But the plushie has lore. The plushie has funny lore. I will pet the rock. Thank you, Cam. The plushie has lore, actually. So I was at uh what's the name? What's the name? Thrift store. I was at the thrift store on Friday because I was at the mall spending some Christmas money. Speaking of which, by the way, Lego stream on Wednesday. Uh, but yeah, was at the thrift store because my younger sibling wanted to go there, and then I found this guy. I found this guy, and I just thought he looked so sad. He looked super super sad. Just look at those eyes. Look how sad he looked. And then I was like, yeah, of course he's sad. I mean, he's a manatee, and like we're humans are kind of fucking over the ecosystem so that manatees don't have places to live anymore. And just saying that made me feel so sorry for this poor plushie. That now that I felt like, well, now I have to fucking get it. I have to buy it now. Because my goddamn empathy. Why does Chica and the cupcake look like they're looking for a third? If you know what I mean. But yeah, that's the lore of the plushie. Because they are, Foxy just ditched them for Mangle. Oh man, I should draw Foxy, shouldn't I? Do I have room for Foxy? I don't know if I have room for Foxy. I do have room for Foxy if I just, you know... Uh... Uh, teeth. Teeth on this guy. I don't know what to do about teeth on this guy. Or about his fucking costume. Like, what does he wear? What should this guy wear? Pirate wear, obviously. You know what? I think I'm gonna have to move Foxy down here, actually, because I realize if I draw Foxy down here, then if I draw Bonnie, he won't be room for his goddamn ears. Proper swashbuckling apparel, of course. Should he even be a pirate? Think about it. Should he be a pirate? Because, like, Secret of the Mimic, sure, gave him a reason to be a pirate, despite being in a fucking pizza parlor. But I'm thinking logistically here. Should he be a pirate working at a pizza? Working at a pizza. He might be the sexiest one I've drawn. I'm sorry, I did not say that. Who the fuck's that? Wait, what? Who's here? here's the question. I want you all to keep this in mind, okay? I want you all to know this. Because if I'm designing FNAF characters, if they were like real animatronics in the real world and not fake ones made for a fake video game, I want you all to remember this. There is no such thing as a toy Freddy. There is no such thing as a glam rock Freddy. There is no such thing as a withered Freddy. All there is Freddy Fazbear. And like every other mascot in history, he changes appearance to fit the current decade. So here's my question. Why, for a good 5 years, a good 5 to 10 years, we don't actually know during the 80s and 90s, why was Foxy white and pink for a while? Honestly, I think Sister Location gave us the answer. People didn't like pirates anymore, and so he just became... You know what else was popular at the fucking time? Cats was popular. Oh my god. They just turned him into Mr. Mistopheles. You know what? I can kind of fuck with that. People didn't like pirates. People thought Foxy was scary. They tried to update him to not be as scary, and they turned him into cats. I fuck with that, actually. So they didn't have a cat animatronic, but they thought, oh, a fox is close enough, and they turned him into Mr. Mistopheles from Cats. That's what he was over at Circus Baby's Pizza World, and also the 1987 location that was open for like a week until certain incidents happened. The bite of gotta equal out the boys and girls and read transitive fox stat. That's kind of funny. But he's not trans though. Funtime Foxy is still a boy. I know that canonically in like FNAF, Mangle and also Funtime Foxy sometimes are like treated as like gender fluid, like they like and all that, but like I think that in the lore, first of all, Mangle's not a character. Mangle is Toy Foxy that they just fucked up for some reason. And 2, it's still Foxy, so it's a boy. But William, how do we even make him white and pink? I don't know. That's what girls like. That's the girl colors. He's a little similar to Freddy. Maybe I need to redraw the Freddy, honestly. What if Foxy is like an old guy? Like he's an old grandpa that sits in the corner and like he tells like stories, right? He's like a storyteller. He tells stories about the glory days of being a pirate. Kind of like Gus the theater cat from Cats. Oh my god, it's all coming together. I made his head really big. Or maybe his face is a little small. I'm gonna make this eye the eye patch eye. I feel like realistically, if the point of him is that he's a pirate, then they would save on like animatronic cost by just like giving the mech inside of him one eye, and therefore the mask wouldn't even have an eye hole there. It would just be like an eye patch. William, why not like make Bonnie a girl? You watch your mouth, Emily. I don't want to dress up as a goddamn girl when I'm performing. Also, a lot of people have pointed out the fact that Fredbear is clearly just meant to be like a shortened form of Freddy Fazbear, which makes sense with the idea that they don't use Fredbear anymore because of the incident. And so they just rebranded. But wouldn't it be the other way around then? Wouldn't Freddy be Fredbear, the shortened version, and Fredbear be the original Freddy Fazbear? I don't know. I shouldn't try to make sense of it. Clearly, Scott didn't have actual like branding in mind when designing the design history of these animatronics. He just did things on a whim. Fredbear's clearly short for Frederick von Fazbarrington. Maybe it's a thing where like the new Freddy Fazbear, like they were like, oh, this new Freddy who's not the old Freddy is the old Freddy's grandson. And then nowadays, to differentiate the two, they call the old one Fredbear on like the branding. That would kind of make sense, actually. I kind of want to draw Pirates Cove real quick. Just like a little illustration on the side here of what it would look like. I'm just trying to make sense of a part of the franchise that clearly only I care about. The FNAF community has always been obsessed with the idea of every version of characters being separate characters, even though logistically that's not how it works. Toy Freddy is still just Freddy Fazbear. Glamrock Bonnie is still just Bonnie. In fact, Spring Bonnie is probably also just Bonnie. Get like some stage lights up here, but like pirate ass decorations in the front here. I feel like William hates Bonnie because it's basically just a shitty ripoff of his persona. I don't think it's a ripoff. I think that's just how they had to change the character after the incident. Who knows? Maybe it was his idea to make it blue because he just likes blue. Unless Bonnie is purple. In that case, it makes a whole lot more sense. Know what I'm saying? But I've accepted that Bonnie is blue. I've accepted the facts. Some barrels in the back. Maybe a little table here with like a candlestick on it. A fake candlestick, obviously. Put a big window up here where you can like see the sea. And in the middle of everything, the man himself sits on a little stool. Bonnie's clearly orange, the fuck you mean? Ah, yes, of course. Dory. time with all pirate Foxy. That's his new name, All Pirate Foxy. Not Foxy the Pirate Fox. Who the fuck calls a character that? Like, sure, we make fun of Mr. Charles Entertainment Cheese all day, but at least his name isn't fucking Chucky the Cheese Rat. I always prefer the idea that it's called Captain Foxy. You know what? I kind of agree with you there. Hold on. Old Captain Foxy. You know, can put some great tufts in his hair to make him look old. And he's like, Yarg. I be Foxy. Don't let me near your children. I will bite them. I remember back in 87. This was back in me femboy era. I'm not wrong, it was in his femboy era. Because it happened at the 87 location, the FNAF 2 location. Where he wasn't Foxy, he was Mangle, quote unquote. Let's see if we can do a Bonnie real quick as well. I have a really fun idea for Bonnie. Hold on. He's Elvis. Mr. Foxy, why were you white and pink? We don't talk about me twink era. Elvis Bonnie is fire, right? Because he does have the guitar. Give him a little pompadour on his head. Maybe put some star sunglasses on there. Make his vest more sparkly than Freddy's. Or I guess this would be, if these are the FNAF 1 animatronics, it would be like the late 80s, early 90s. Like I can see the original Spring Bonnie being Elvis. But like if it's like the late 80s, early 90s, it'd be more he'd be more of a if you let me indulge for just a moment. That would have been so much funnier with the face cam because I literally looked behind me at my David Bowie poster. If I had a face cam, that would have been such a funny clip. Elton John Bonnie, that might actually be really cool. Elton Johnny and Elton Bonnie. That can be his name, Elton Bonnie. Because again, I don't like the idea of them just being called Bonnie the Bunny, Chica the Chicken. But I don't know what to call. Did Chuck E. Cheese or Showbiz Pizza ever have rabbit characters? Because I don't know how they would do the ears. Showbiz pizza rabbit. He did not seem to have a rabbit. Or did they? I'm seeing a few pictures, but not a lot of pictures. But it seems that they just sort of have the ears be like stationary. And like they just stick straight up. And therefore just kind of look like actual rabbit ears. Like this. I made his neck really big. Which is a very classic move for me these days, but not what I should be doing. Dark glasses, that would make sense for why Glam Bonnie has them in the future. Yeah. The Glamrock animatronics make no sense in particular, by the way. First of all, where's Foxy? I know that Secret of the Mimic made it so that, oh, actually Roxy and Monty and like Mr. Hippo and all those, they existed way before even Fazbear's. Still doesn't make sense why they're suddenly part of the band. I don't care that they existed and Fazbear technically has the rights. There's so many. That does not make to randomly make this character that no one would even know about in like the year 2099 or whenever Security Breach takes place. Put Circus Baby as part of the band. Sure, she was never part of the the Fazbear band, but like she would have probably been more well known than like some random character that Fazbear bought out like in the 70s and then they never used. Elton Bonnie Bunworth? What is Elton John's real name? Elton John. Elton Hercules John. Okay, but his birth name was Reginald Kenneth Dwight. What? Like Dead by Daylight? I don't know Dead by Daylight. I don't know what that means. I assume Bonnie would have the shortest snout out of all of them, so it wouldn't be as wrinkled. I can imagine in universe someone makes a shit post where it's like, did you know that Bonnie from Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria has big buck teeth? You might assume that this is because he's a rabbit, but no, it's because he's based on Sir Elton John, who's British and therefore has fucked up teeth.
Harusulux just followed.
Thank you for the follow, Harusulu. Hi. Hope you're doing well. No problem. Where art goes well. Thank you. It's going well so far. I think. Fucking headphone wire. I don't think I finished my rant earlier about the glam rock animatronics. I mentioned the thing about it not making sense that they would randomly bring in Monty and Roxy. That doesn't make sense. It should be Chica and Foxy because those are, well, Chica is there, but like it should be Foxy. Bonnie was there before Monty, we know that, but like why not Foxy? But then also on top of that, why are they glam rock? If the Pizzaplex supposedly is like this future establishment that's supposed to like relive it's supposed to recapture the golden days of Freddy's, why make a brand new aesthetic for the animatronics? Why not just have them be the OGs? Were they not 80s enough as they are? They had to just go full ham on the 80s aesthetic? Actually, that kind of makes sense because like there's a difference between like the 80s aesthetic and what the 80s actually was. So like if the hip new kids in like 2020 or 2030 whatever, whenever fucking whenever Security Breach takes place, I guess it makes sense that the Gen Z, Gen Alpha kids that are going there would want what they think the 80s look like, not what the 80s actually looked like. I guess from a corporate perspective, it makes sense. Now that I think about it. Nostalgia bait for parents to drag their kids along, but if it's nostalgia bait, then you know the parents would want them to be like the actual animatronics that they remember as kids, right? They wouldn't just want to go there to relive the 80s. They want to go there to relive Freddy Fazbear's. Also, one thing I really like about the glam rock animatronics, most of them, is that they use their actual names. Like, it's not Glam Rock Roxy or Glam Rock Monty, it's just Roxanne Wolf, Montgomery Gator, which partly is because we didn't know these characters before Security Breach. But then also, Freddy in the opening cinematic, when we see their names fly across the screen, he's just called Freddy Fazbear, not Glamrock Freddy, which is nice to know that in universe, they don't call him Glamrock Freddy, they just call him Freddy Fazbear. Well, that breaks apart when we get to Chica, because when her name flashes across the screen, it's Glamrock Chica. It says Glamrock Chica. So that's unfortunate. How do I make Elton John hair on him? He just has a little little bit of a, actually Elton John 80s. How did it look in the 80s? Oh. Oh. The 80s were not kind to Elton John. I guess I'll just give him the little swoop that he's known for these days. I definitely need to make his neck shorter. I want it to stop like here. Kinda exactly what I did for Freddy. Just a little bit of a comb over, you know. Just like Elton John. I can shape that better. But it does make his hair look really flat. If I wanted to shape it realistically, it would look really flat. So I want to give a little bit more oomph to it, a little bit more flumph to it. Oops. No, flip it that way. God damn. Ugh, there's not enough room for his ears. Anyway, let's make him. Purple. Now let's give him little, like, or actually pretty huge star glasses. What do star glasses like? Star glasses. Like classic ones, not the modern ones that are just glass without a frame. Old school ones. That is not over his eye. Isn't Elton John most well known for playing the piano, though? Not really the guitar. It's fine, it looks cool. I think pop punk, early 2000s pop punk is so funny because the lyrics are so like written to be relatable to a teenage audience when the people writing it were like in their 30s, late 20s. I think that's so funny. It's not to discredit the music or anything. I just find it amusing. Kind of hard to fit star glasses on someone shaped like this. It looks so weird. I don't know if I like it. I don't know if I like it. I like the other ones a lot better. This is why I didn't want to draw Bonnie. I had no ideas for him. Ugh. Hey, Keeper, welcome. Didn't know you were still live. Well, it's about time I end stream anyway, so you were kind of right. you were. You were kind of right. I'm not live. Or. Yeah, I am. My creativity is running out. Oh, I didn't realize my model was frozen. Whoops. One moment. I really need to get a new model. I need to get a new model. I want to stop using PNG Tuber Plus because it's really bad at times. But I want to get a new model before that. Cause like I love PNG Tuber Plus with how bouncy I am, right? I really like that aspect. It's a lot bouncier than a static PNG. And so I want some of that. The problem is, well, first of all, I know a fix. I know what I can do. And that is to like make a PNG tuber in like VideoTube or something, but instead of using static images, I use GIFs. The problem is with one, I don't have that much experience animating, so it probably won't look as good. And two, because of I don't have Clip Studio Pro or whatever it's called. I don't have the premium version of Clip Studio Paint, which means I cannot animate. I cannot animate I cannot animate at 12 frames per second without I can't animate at 12 frames per second for more than a second of animation. I'm just limited like that. And so I need to get someone else to animate it for me, which is a bit of a problem. Anyway, let's move over here. Let's end the stream. Look for someone to raid. Who's streaming right now? A lot of people are streaming right now. Oh my god. Let's rate this person. I don't think I've rated them in a little bit, so let's go raid this person. I have rated them before though. Butterscotch Art. Freddy the Fat Bear, Chica the Chunkin. Funny. You're being funny. The Manatee Judges. You've passed the Manatee vibe check. Water. Can't change their locks, don't let them change your mind. Lace off your shoes. Here's how we do. Run, baby, run. Never look back. There, have a raid message. Go ahead and copy that. We're gonna be starting the raid. Butterscotch Art. Yeah, it's been a while since we raided them. But they make really cute art. They're currently working on something. I don't know if it's a commission or if they're just doing little art, but it's really cute. It's a cute little chibi thing. Looking really cute. But yeah, thank you all so much for watching. I appreciate you all for dropping in and for saying hello. Thank you for the follows. I got a couple of follows today, so I appreciate that a lot. But yeah, thank you all so much for watching. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, night, evening, whatever time it is for you. I will be back tomorrow. We'll be playing some Marvel Rivals, I believe. Either that or I'll just play Secret of the Mimic. Because I had a lot of fun with that, so I might do more Secret of the Mimic. But we'll see about that. I also want to play some Rivals, so probably also Rivals. Although I'm gonna talk about the rival situation tomorrow. But yeah, I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day, night, evening, whatever time it is for you. As always, remember to eat food, drink water, take care of yourself, take your meds if you need them. Make sure to take care of yourself. And I hope to see you all back again next time. Bye bye everyone. Bye bye. Have a good rest of your day. Bye bye. Bye everyone. Goodbye. Bye bye. Bye bye.